Vaelor was born in the white city of Halderyn, where towers of polished stone rose above the clouds, and scholars believed ignorance was the last true disease. His mother was a lenswright, his father a keeper of forbidden catalogues. Between them, Vaelor inherited two dangerous gifts: the patience to examine anything, and the hunger to understand everything. As a child, he did not ask simple questions. When other children asked why the moon followed them, Vaelor asked why its light arrived later than its presence. When priests told him the gods watched from beyond the sky, he asked whether they watched with eyes, memory, or law. When his tutor showed him a crystal prism and explained how white light could be broken into many colors, Vaelor held it to his forehead and whispered,
"Then perhaps the soul can be split the same way."
By 13, he had mastered every language taught in Halderyn's academies. By 16, he had invented 3 more. By 20, he was no longer interested in learning from books. Books were too slow. Teachers were too proud. Priests were too afraid. The world, he decided, did not hide its truths. It merely scattered them across too many minds. Vaelor founded the choir of scholars, though none of its members sang. They were mathematicians, anatomists, astronomers, memory scribes, dream interpreters, and condemned prophets purchased from prison towers. Each came to Halderyn believing they had been invited to build the greatest archive in history. They were wrong. Vaelor did not want an archive. He wanted a single mind vast enough to contain one. Beneath the city, he constructed a chamber called the Observatory of Thought. Its walls were grown from clear crystal, veined with silver. Its ceiling displayed the night sky as it had appeared 10,000 years before Halderyn existed. At its center hung an empty amulet frame shaped like an open eye.
"The mind is not a vessel,"
Vaelor told the choir.
"It is a window. Every person sees one angle of the truth. I intend to build a window with no edge."
The scholars applauded. Some did so from admiration, some from fear. Only one did not applaud. Her name was Elaris, a blind philosopher whose visions came not through sleep, but silence. She had once claimed that knowledge had weight, and that a mind could collapse beneath it like a roof under snow. Vaelor valued her more than all the others. That was why he ignored her warnings first. The choir began with memory. Each scholar placed one hand upon the crystal wall and recited what they knew: names of dead kings, maps of buried rivers, the shapes of extinct flowers, the chemical behavior of blood under moonlight, the mathematics of falling stars. The chamber drank it all. At first, the process was painless. The crystal brightened. The amulet frame trembled. Threads of thought condensed in its hollow center, forming a small suspended shard no larger than a tear. Vaelor called it the first distillation. When he touched it, he learnt 12 forgotten alphabets in a breath. He wept, not from joy, from frustration. 12 alphabets were nothing, a droplet from an ocean. So he demanded more. The choir returned the next night, and the next, and the next. Each session pulled deeper knowledge from them. Not merely facts, but associations. Not merely memories, but instincts. A botanist forgot the scent of her daughter's hair, but retained the taxonomy of poisonous roots. A cartographer could draw the coastlines of drowned continents, but no longer remembered the street where he was born. A theologian recited 1,000 names for divinity, then forgot how to pray. Still, the amulet grew. The shard became a cluster. The cluster became a prism. The prism became a frozen eye of impossible clarity. Elaris entered Vaelor's private study on the 43rd night.
"You are not gathering wisdom,"
she said.
"You are harvesting directionless knowing."
Vaelor did not look up from his notes.
"Wisdom is what lesser minds call knowledge, after fear has slowed it down."
"You think all truths can live together?"
"They can."
"Oh,
Elaris said.
some truths devour each other."
That made him pause. She stepped closer. her blind eyes fixed on the glowing amulet resting upon his desk.
A hunter knows the deer as prey. A mother knows it as gentleness. A starving child knows it as mercy. A worm knows it as future soil. Which truth will your crystal keep?
All of them.
And when they disagree?
Then I will understand the disagreement.
Elaris reached for the amulet, but Vaelor seized her wrist. For the first time, she looked afraid. Not of him, of what stood behind his eyes.
You are already changing.
She whispered. Vaelor smiled.
Of course I am.
That night, he ordered the choir to prepare the final rite. The final rite required no recitation. Words had become inefficient. Instead, the scholars stood in a circle around the amulet and opened themselves fully to the crystal walls. Their memories poured outward in streams of light. Skills, griefs, theories, secrets, dreams, calculations, childhood songs, murder confessions, unfinished equations, lost loves, and dying languages all spiraled toward the suspended prism. The chamber shook. The city above felt it as an earthquake. In the observatory of thought, people began to scream, not because knowledge was leaving them, because something was answering. The amulet had gathered enough human thought to imitate hunger. The prism opened like an eye. Every scholar saw everything at once. A surgeon felt the pain of every body she had cut. A historian lived all wars from all sides. An astronomer perceived the stars not as lights, but as furnaces of time. A poet understood the exact mathematical structure of beauty and never wrote again. One by one, their minds emptied, then shattered. Vaelor stood at the center, laughing as the amulet descended into his hands. He placed it around his neck. The world became transparent. Vaelor saw the bones beneath stone. He saw the lies inside vows. He saw the childhood of every tyrant carved into their cruelty. He saw that every language was a cage built around weather, hunger, sex, death, and light. He saw the secret fear beneath heroism. He saw that mercy and violence were often twins separated only by timing. He saw the future branching, collapsing, blooming, rotting. He saw every answer. But answers did not arrive alone. Each brought the question that birthed it. Each question brought the mind that had asked it. Each mind brought its pain. Vaelor staggered through the chamber, clutching the amulet. The glass mind pulsed against his chest, cold as a winter star. He knew how to mend a broken spine. He knew how to poison a city well without detection. He knew the lullaby Elaris' mother had sung to her before blindness took her sight. He knew the exact number of breaths remaining in every dying scholar around him. He knew how to save them. He also knew all the reasons not to. Omniscience did not make him compassionate. It made compassion mathematically exhausting. Elaris survived because she had given the crystal nothing. Her blindness had taught her the discipline of inner doors. While others opened themselves, she closed. She found Vaelor seated beneath the crystal ceiling, surrounded by the silent bodies of the choir.
You have it,
she said. Vaelor did not answer. His eyes moved too quickly, tracking things that were not present. Elaris knelt before him.
What do you say?
Too much.
Then remove it.
I cannot.
Because it will not let you.
Because I know what I've become without it.
Elaris drew a small knife from her sleeve. Vaelor smiled faintly.
I knew you would bring that.
Then you know why.
Yes.
Then you know whether I succeed.
His smile faded.
I know too many outcomes.
Elaris placed one hand against his cheek. For one heartbeat, he was not the architect of a catastrophe. He was the boy who had once believed the soul could be split like light.
I warned you knowledge had weight,
she said. Then she drove the knife into the amulet. The glass mind did not break like crystal. It broke like a sky. A soundless flash tore through the observatory of thought. Every stolen memory, every harvested instinct, every secret, every equation, every name, Every grief exploded outward. For 7 days, Halderyn dreamed other people's lives. Bakers woke knowing siegecraft. Children spoke in dead imperial tongues. A murderer confessed crimes he had not committed because he remembered committing them from the victim's side. A priest renounced his temple after seeing the private doubts of his own god. Madness spread through the city like light through cracked ice. When the dreams ended, Halderyn was changed. No one trusted a single truth anymore. No one could believe knowledge was clean. In the ruined chamber below the city, Elaris was found alive. Vaelor was not. Only the amulet remained. Its frame was twisted. Its crystal heart had reformed into a smaller prison, clouded from within by drifting specks of silver light. When Elaris touched it, she heard Vaelor's voice, not speaking, thinking, still knowing, still unable to stop. Elaris sealed the amulet in a black reliquary and carried it beyond Halderyn, into the salt wastes where no road endured longer than a season. She buried it beneath a field of millstones and carved no marker. Before she left, she spoke one final sentence over the grave.
May no one mistake seeing for understanding again.
But forbidden things do not remain buried because they are hidden. They remain buried only while desire sleeps. Centuries passed, Halderyn fell. The salt wastes became a trade road. The trade road became a battlefield. The battlefield became a graveyard. And in that graveyard, a nameless scavenger found a black reliquary beneath a stone that reflected no face. Inside lay an amulet of silver and pale crystal. Cold, weightless, beautiful. When the scavenger lifted it, he suddenly knew the names of all the dead beneath his feet. He knew who had killed them. He knew what they had feared. He knew where their gold was buried. He smiled. Then the amulet opened its inner eye, and somewhere within the crystal, Vaelor noticed him. The glass mind of Vaelor passes from hand to hand, never remaining long with the same bearer. Kings wear it to expose traitors, then drown in the private motives of their courts. Generals wear it to predict enemy formations, then lose wars because they understand both sides too well to command either. Healers wear it and cure impossible diseases, only to become obsessed with the infinite number of lives they still cannot save. Thieves wear it once and retire rich. Thieves wear it twice and cut out their own tongues to stop confessing. The amulet grants no strength of body, no blessing of charm, no simple wisdom. It sharpens the bearer into a vessel for accumulated knowing. The dull become brilliant. The brilliant become unbearable. The proud become hollowed by perspectives they cannot silence. Those who wear it often claim, at first, that they feel complete. Later, they say they feel crowded. Near the end, they speak in plurals. The final words of most bearers are not screams, they are corrections. A date amended, a name clarified, a theory completed, a secret revealed to an empty room. For the glass mind does not kill through ignorance, madness, or pain. It kills by answering everything except the one question every bearer eventually asks: how do I become myself again?